I'm Betty Smyth, and I belong to the Bandon network of social groups. And Martin, our social worker, he came across what was then called the science shop at UCC, now Carl. And we applied for a student to help us with our question of is Bandon age friendly. We were accepted onto the programme and we met up with Kenneth Burns and Anna and with Carol Byrne. And Martin was there too. And we talked about what we wanted to do this research. Kenneth, I think, was the one that came up with the idea of taking photographs of the bad areas that we couldn't change, we knew we couldn't change. These were largely historic, and you can't change that. The layout of the streets exactly. But there were other bad areas that we felt we could improve, and there were areas that we found, to our amazement, were absolutely beautiful. We'd taken photographs really concentrated us on the beautiful side of Bandon, which we hadn't appreciated before. So that went ahead. We recruited people from the 3 groups in Bandon to take these photographs. When we'd finished all the research, we had a Bealtaine festival gathering when we had a tea dance, and we exhibited all the photographs, etc., in the hotel. The research worked out well enough, yes. After a while it became very clear, as I said, that there were things we couldn't hope to change at all, even though they were not only old age non-friendly, but everybody non-friendly. And there were things that we could recommend or suggest could be changed, such as there were a lot of complaints about dogs fouling the pavements. And I've noticed now that there are these boxes complete with plastic bags or whatever put up along where people take their dogs for walks, etc. So that was a very good issue solved. It was in the media. There were a couple of good write-ups with photographs of what we were doing, trying to get Bandon to be the first age-friendly town in Ireland. And that's still on the cards. I haven't heard of anybody else doing it. Come September, late September, we'll approach the Town Council, and then we'll approach Cork County Council, see what they can do, what they can suggest. I suppose perhaps they won't do any more than just listen to us. But at least it'll be there, it'll be on record. And we can, of course, keep it in the media by writing reports, by doing news releases of what we're doing next, such as carrying on with this research with Carl, with our new student, Yvonne, who's coming to work with us. We're going to be doing transport and social inclusion. There were things about Bandon that we'd never noticed before, and having someone new, not only with new eyes to see what was wrong, what was right, but also having the benefit of a trained researcher and someone who could turn that research and that training into the benefit of the community. And older people, there's a huge numbers of older people, and they're growing year by year, and they should have a say, because eventually we're going to outnumber every other age group. And people power, especially older people power, should be taken into consideration. And helped by the UCC, helped by younger students, wonderful. Yeah, I'd certainly recommend it to anybody. I understand that the expectation was that the student would be working very much on their own, you know, like any other type of research. A lot of reading, a lot of writing, a lot of work on the web and everything else. But actual hands-on research is so much more greater in depth than reading a book. It's a life experience, and going out into the community, especially a community they've never been in before perhaps, meeting these new people, hearing their opinions, seeing what they do, how they cope, I think is something that maybe they haven't seen before, and could be a bigger eye-opener to them as it is to the community to have a student amongst them.